Speech off.
There we go, so you guys don't have to listen to me. I turned off voiceover. So, hello, my name is Taylor Prim. I'm from Gillette, Wyoming. I'm 30 years old, and I lost my eyesight back in 2016 from a molten aluminum explosion. Long story on that one. Basically, I was melting aluminum for a business I was trying to develop. If you've ever seen trinkets at gas stations or gaming board game events and things like that, or D&D stuff like that, out of metal. Well, that accidentally blew up my face, literally. So lost my eyesight from it. It's kind of a weird reason for that, but yeah. So after in 2017, learned how to become acclimated with being blind and comfortable with being blind, since I have these covers over my eyes and I can't see anything beyond them besides light that inject into my eyes and fancy little particles like move around along with the fluid. It's kind of interesting. I am now I started college in 2017 fall, because what else am I supposed to do? Sit at home and do nothing? Or screw it, go to college and entertain myself. So I went to college for current associates in general science. I'm about done with it. I have this semester to be technically done and get the certificate. But I still have probably 2, maybe 3 more semesters here, getting extra credits for my preparation over when I go to Black Hill State, which is over in South Dakota. It's about an hour and a half away from me. Excuse me, sorry. And that one, I'm going to go over there for bachelor's in physics and take their physics program over there. Hopefully we'll see how that turns out. Everybody's still worried about accessibilities and stuff over there too, and I can tell you from over here, a lot of stuff isn't accessible. And you'd totally think it would be, and there's stupid reasons why it's not. For instance, today I had to figure out how to create a graph on Excel, which, by the way, that's probably your best bet for any types of mathematics, is using Excel. If you have any questions, I'll probably fill you in at the later in this video about that. But anyways, create a graph on Excel. It's no big deal. Go into highlight your cells that you want to go with, then hit Alt N, and then hit Cap D or D, and that'll take you over into your area where you need to get scatter plots and things like that, if you know what I'm talking about. From there, though, nothing works. I've tried contacting some individuals about this. Some lady that does like these videos on these stuff, and she kind of berated me on that and denigrated me, like, you're trying to learn stuff that's like weeks. Yeah, so be careful on trying to reach out to people. They will kind of be condescending dicks sometimes. I was polite and said thank you for the help, and moved on from there, since she doesn't seem to want to even bother helping me besides the basic watch my videos and fuck off type deal. Another thing with that is I also contacted Microsoft on Be My Eyes. If you haven't heard about this app, what it is, it's a free app called Be My Eyes that you can call up rando people that have signed up on the app to help people out that are blind, or whoever else wants help with stuff with a phone. They also have specialized help in there, so you can call stuff like Microsoft. I think there's some like Bed Bath and Beyond. You'd have to honestly look it up, because the only one I've really used it for is Microsoft so far. But they do have specialized help and stuff. Called them up, same thing. We had to put a ticket in, and there's a bug there, and apparently they're not bothering to fix it right now. So I got other stuff to do. The only two options around that is either use NVDA or get back to Microsoft Office 2019. It should work in there, is what I've been told. Another issue is a thing called Pearson. Pearson is always a battle. I'm taking right now Calculus 1, and I've already taken trigonometry with them. The first thing that many people don't understand is it's not just Pearson, it's also your instructors. They don't understand that when developing a list of problems for you to do, that there's certain ones that have a blue ear next to them to make them accessible for us. Some of those, like for instance, the integral of ln of x does not work. I've been trying to see if we can get that fixed, and it seems like the only way that they're gonna bother with this shit is just give me the point for it. And I don't like accepting that, but that seems to be the way to go. The proper or 1 over x, I should say, is ln left parenthetical absolute, or backslash abs left parenthetical x right parenthetical right parenthetical. That's the syntax for it, and every single time it's like, nope, you're wrong. So yeah, it's a very, very strict syntax format. The other issue with that, though, is the way they put their questions together. So instead of 1 over x or 1/x, it's all that stuff squished together. Another one that annoys me the most, that is easiest to kind of give an explanation, is y equals x or y equals mx. And what they do with that, it's instead you'll hear yexel or yexelmex or other convoluted, like what the hell. You have to go through them one letter at a time and construct it in your head. Okay, are they saying this and that? Where this isn't needed. I've tried contacting Pearson about this, and same thing there. They said, oh, not my problem, fuck off, basically. Somebody else needs to get that done. They never bothered giving me information to who I'd have to contact about it. So yeah. Another thing that I would say of complications and struggles I've gotten is I'm blind. I should be super, what's the word, grateful for all the help I've gotten, and with all the condescending bullshit that I've gotten, because supposedly we're supposed to get free internet, free TV, free rec center privileges. Let's see, what's another one? Free food, I think, et cetera, et cetera. Last I checked, the only thing that I get help with is my utilities. So if anybody else knows about these supposed benefits for being blind, then I need to figure you need to inform me, because I have no clue about them, especially here in the United States. We don't have these supposed privileges that are given to us. That somebody that has SSI would have probably a little bit more privileges on that. Or old people, oh my god, the old people have all those privileges, not us. I'm, like I said, I'm 30 years old and blind, and nope, none of these fancy privileges. See, other struggles that I've had, let's see, walking around the town, because I live in a town that's 32,000 people, and one of the complications that I've come across was the streetlight. It's the densest area for public services. There's a college there. There's 2 high schools connected to it. There's a junior high and an elementary school connected to it. You can probably, if you go a little tiny bit farther out than a half mile, you can fit in the library, another elementary school, actually 2 more elementary schools. And the problem with the library part is there's another street light in between those that is completely inaccessible. So the other thing with it is we try to make it proper. For instance, like this street light. It's on one side, it automatically flashes to tell everybody it's got a little beam that you walk in front of and starts telling everybody, cool, hey, there's somebody here. Doesn't tell me, so I'm kind of standing there on the street going, is there somebody stopped? Or because you sometimes can't hear people, so you don't know if that thing's activated. I'm not sure if I should trust it or not. But you go to the other side. There's a button. You poke the button, and it beeps. It's like, hey, I'm on. I'm telling everybody you're out here. Just watch out to see if there's any cars. But yes, I am totally working. Little sketchy and halfway accessible. The other thing with that, though, is that's only for the easement. The one-way streetlight, basically, the right-hand turn street crossing, you still have to cross the whole street still, and that's completely inaccessible still. For me to do that, I have to use my phone and Be My Eyes to call somebody up to help me out. I shouldn't need to do that, but I do, and I have to, because people don't want to listen to you on what needs to be done. They think we're lesser of intelligence a lot of times, because we can't say, so you gotta be less smart than me because I could say a lot more. And it's really annoying and really dumb. Other types of transportation, though, around here is not too bad. I usually call somebody up, or I use the public senior center to give me rides around town. And probably since I didn't mention this one in this video because I tried it in another one and the thing screwed up, devices that have a chip in them, a lot of them don't talk, and it annoys the crap out of me. Hold on.
Speech on. Level. Close. Button. Viewfinder. Stop recording video.
Okay,
button.
Sorry. The phone was like freaking out.
Kick. Tilt left.
Oh, let me shut that off again.
Speech off.
Okay. Anyways, the other complication and struggle that I've had is, we'll say, hey, I want a thermal gun that, we'll say, $10, $20, tells me temperatures in both Fahrenheit and Celsius. Hey, perfect, I want that. You get it. It doesn't talk to you. You get a device that's supposed to measure liquid or solid items, and all it does is it measures in US standard, and it's really, what do you want to say? It's not, to me, I can't trust it, because I have to poke a button, and for me to poke a button, that seems like there's a lot that can go wrong between the time I set everything down to the point that I try measuring. I can't reset the weight of it originally, so I'm going from the point of pulling the device or the container off the weighing machine and I don't know how much that is going to cost, with the weight of that cup is going to amount to, so on and so forth. So it's really to me it's not trustworthy. I had another device that supposedly did talk to you. It's this thermal gun that was supposed to read your temperature. I tried that out. I tried it out on multiple different device items. Like, for instance, on the oven. Obviously, it doesn't work on the oven. And supposedly it might work on other things. Same thing, I have to poke a button. I'm not a poke a button. I'm a basically scan button. I hold down the button, let it activate. If I need to reset it, heck, I poke another button to reset it. Okay, we're reset. All right, so now we got a more accurate temperature. That's how you should create these devices. Is they should be able to talk, they should be able to reset on the fly, and they should be able to scan. And there's a very big difference between poking a button or holding down a trigger. So there's one thing. Another thing is, I'm a gardener too, botanist. We'll say by enjoyment, and I can't measure anything. I need to measure the pH. I need to measure the light intensity. I need to measure the water. Heck, you name it. I need to measure it. Like, if I could have every single little measuring tool in the world, I totally would. But the problem is they don't talk. And the ones that can talk are either convoluted on how they do the measurements, or B, cost about $2,000 for me to get. For me to get a thermocoupler and all the other, let's say, physics devices, that's going to cost me about $2,000 to $3,000. Normally, for somebody that isn't blind, that only costs about $500. And the thing is, all the money that you're paying for goes into the software that the original company never bothered to put in. I will keep bitching about making devices accessible. My phone talks to me just fine. My computers talk to me just fine. Heck. But the problem is they still have their own bugs. I was trying to create a graph, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it on here, and if I did, I do apologize. But the graph on Excel, on Office 365 with Windows 10 Pro has a bug. And the Excel basically like, yeah, whatever, we'll deal with this later, and so on and so forth, which pisses me off. Let's see. I don't know what else. I'm gonna send you this, and you can probably edit it and use whatever you want out of it. Actually, here's one other thing on more of a positive note versus all the bitching. Right now, even though with all these complications and setbacks and negligence that individuals are trying to produce these devices without our basically thought of blind people and what we need. Like I said, all we need is something to freaking talk to us. Give me the exact data that you're perceiving off of it by it talking to me. That's all I want. Multimeter, torque wrench, pH reader, moisture reader, thermal gun, infrared thermal gun reader, photon reader, quantum detector. It's basically photon reader. You name it. If it has a motherboard or silicon chip on it, I want it to talk to me. I don't care. I want it to talk to me. Heck, the Echo, even that has its own downfalls too, because they don't have it properly programmed enough. And if I could figure out how to program it, I would totally do that. I'm not that good yet so far. So yes, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, just give me a call.
Speech on. Viewfinder. Stop recording video.